Good morning, sunshine. Today is January 25th, 2023, and we are doing the daily tarot reading. These are general, they are timeless. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Excuse my attire. I'm about to head to the gym. It started to downpour like crazy. So I was like, let me just do this now. So let's see what's going on for the collective today. Let's see what's going on for the collective. Actually, let's see. Let me tell you about the astrology for today really quick. That'd be very fitting. Good morning, Autumn. How are you, my dear? We miss you. So let's see. Today is the 25th. The moon is in Aries today. I thought so. The moon shift into Aries today. So Autumn, that is your sign, right? So it's also a waxing crescent moon. So in this phase, it's a great time to really start manifesting in regards to the new moon energy we had on the new moon in Aquarius. It's a really good time to manifest in regards to yourself, in regards to your confidence, in regards to things that you want to create for your individual stability, right? So this is a Nine of Pentacles, a Nine of Cups energy, right? And then when we get into the waxing gibbous phase, that's when you start manifesting in regards to the external. So in regards to your relationships and your career and your wealth and things like that. But right now it's an energy of manifestation, right? The first 7 days after a new moon, that's typically the energy that is picking up, is focused more on self. Okay, so I'd highly recommend continuing doing your magical practice or spiritual practice focused on those things. So let's see what we have going on today for the collective. What do we have for the collective today, please, Spirit? I heard time to pass. That's good. I'm glad, Autumn. That's awesome. So we have the Two of Cups in reverse. Time to pass. Then we have Justice and the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like this is releasing contracts, but rewriting them at the same time. It's understanding that, okay, this has to come to a close. This doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. The Two of Cups is recognizing what things in your life are no longer in alignment with you. And with Justice there, it's like, okay, releasing this will actually allow me to feel more peace, to feel more equilibrium, to feel more in alignment with who I am. And it's going to bring a balance between my ego and my intuition, allow me to see things more clearly. With the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, this is something that you might have felt that you had to like really work and work and work at in the external world for a long time. Now you're realizing that it's time to turn this work inward. This is a very inward work. You're doing the journaling, the exercising, the meditating, the asking yourself, like, am I actually happy here? Do I really want to continue this? Yeah, King of Pentacles. I feel like this feels like being like you're putting something on the back burner. King of Pentacles in reverse to me is stereotypically in tarot, you'd read this as like distorted masculine energy. This is somebody who you would define as an individual as, oh, they're not stable, they're not reliable. But this feels more so like, you know, that this energy can be that, but it's not that right now. And it's kind of like, it feels tired, but it also feels like it's not ready. It feels like it's not ready. That's what this energy feels like. It feels like it's looking at the pentacle like, I could be a King of Pentacles. I could do it. This is a very collective energy right now. Yeah, and then we have the Five of Cups. This is, yeah, so there's the letdown. There's that like mopey, I could do this. And the Two of Pentacles is the decision to really embody that, and they're struggling to do that. Instead, it's sitting in this hangman energy, really just thinking. Meanwhile, then you have the feminine energy over here thriving, right? As this Empress, like, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm just going to love myself and love life. And the overall energy is this Nine of Swords, though. And it's interesting because there is a divide. If you look at the two cards, the Empress's back is turned to the masculine's back, right? So this does not mean gender. Be mindful of that. When you have Empress and or feminine and masculine, it's not woman and man. It's not gender, it's energy, right? We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. This could even be your feminine denying your own masculine, right? So your own energy of being present, your feminine, not wanting to recognize that you're constantly pushing forward and needing to take a rest and learning to balance those dualities within you. Okay, so just be conscious of that, as well as the fact that if it's that, it could also be the fact that you're mirroring this in your external reality in your relationships. So if somebody is sitting really stagnant, they're not making effort, they're not taking action forward, they're sitting in constant thought. And sometimes when we think too much, we end up just hanging out and doing nothing. And that's because this person's not making a decision. They're getting stuck in this lacking, like 5 of Cups. This is like a mourning energy. They're going through an energy of mourning. And the Empress this is an energy of like, okay, I'm going to focus on sending love to this individual, but I'm also going to give love to myself. So this is overcoming codependency. This is nice. But this is also being very nurturing of self and the others in your life. Nurturing in the sense of, I can give you love, but I could also part from you in love. And I could give you love, and I could also be detached from this with love, right? It's not theirs. It's not theirs. They're just like, okay, well, I wish you the best with that, and I love you, and I'll be supportive of you, but it's not mine to carry. I got my own things I'm going to be doing, right? It's a healthy energy. So let's clarify. Let's see what's going on here. The 9 of Swords is just like this overall like stress, anxiety. So both people are probably experiencing that in their own lives in some way. So let's see what that is. That feels very throat crown to me as a reader. So this could be things that okay, so this is a lack of, this is that energy of like waiting for the sky to fall. So if you're an Empress energy and you're like, oh my gosh, things are great right now. Okay, when's the sky going to fall? That is overcoming that limiting belief of faith is an undying belief, right? That's what faith is defined as. It's leaning into faith more. When the throat and the crown are connected, it's expressing your faith, your belief, because this is trust. The crown is, I trust in something greater than myself. And so when the throat expression is tied with, I trust in something greater than myself, it's about expressing how you have faith in the divine to support you, right? So let's look at the 9 of Swords in the overall here for the collective for January 25th, 2023, please, Spirit. King of Cups. There's so much love here. There's an Emperor in reverse, 4 of Swords. Okay. This does feel like the Empress's energy. Like, I have faith that this masculine energy is going to like meet me at this frequency, right? That they're going to heal, that they're going to meet me at this frequency. It's a very, there's a lot of love here, but there's like, it's overcoming this anxiety of like, okay, they're going to get here. With the 9 of Swords and the 4 of Swords, it's the 5 of Swords energy. There is conflict. There is this fear of betrayal. There's anxiety of like feeling defeated with this. This is going to pass though. This will pass. This will pass. Let's get one more on this. Oh, we got 2. 8 of Pentacles, King of, okay. So they're stubborn. They are stubborn. There is some resistance to putting in this work, right? With the King of Wands in reverse and the 8 of Pentacles, it's almost like there's a lack of confidence in the work that they could be putting into this. It's King of Wands upright is typically very creative, very ambitious. They know how to execute things. They're very attractive. In reverse, it's an energy of, I don't know if I can do this, right? And it's lacking that confidence. It's lacking that very like, it's kind of like this like sexual cockiness that they have. There's a lack of that. And so in turn, there's this lack of like really moving forward. Let's look at the 2 of Cups, Strength, and the 3 of Cups. Okay, so if you're in separation from this person, there is going to be a reconciliation, and it's going to happen when both people heal the wounds in their ego. So if there's space between you, or if you're separated, like actually separated, there is going to be a coming back together, but it's coming back together when both of you learn to fill your own cup, right? The 3 minus the 2 gives an Ace of Cups energy. So there's going to be a lot of healing here. Strength is also a card of healing for me. It has to do with healing the ego, taming the hurt, taming the pain, right? Let's look at Justice. Let's look at this contract. We have the Wheel of Fortune. the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So this contract is changing. The way that these two people work together is being divinely guided by the universe. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is a lot of hesitance. There's a lot of very lighthearted, playful energy between these two people, but with the Nine of Pentacles, there's insecurities. There's a lot of insecurity about, it's almost like, is this going to work? Is this going to work? If we rebuild this, is this going to work? Because justice, this is the universe saying, yeah, it can work. Like, it can work because this is divine energy. Major arcana are universal energy. The Wheel of Fortune, universal energy. The universe is very supportive of this. They're telling you that, yes, this can. But the energy of the individuals, because here we have both individuals. One person's really reluctant to put in effort. The other's just really insecure about it. Like, is it going to be stable? Is it going to be safe? Is it going to be worth investing in? Is it actually going to move in the direction that I want? But both people really want to have fun. They both are really curious about it. They both want it. They see it as something that brings them joy, that their soul's really drawn to, right? So let's look at the Eight of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. There's this illusion that it's almost like, well, you're not really working on this. And then the other person's like, well, you're not really working on this. And it's both people are thinking that because they're expecting, keyword expecting, right, the other person to show up in the way that they'd want them to show up. But they're not them. They're not them. And that's why the Seven of Cups is known as the card of daydreams and illusions. Hello, my dear. Five of Swords. This is where it creates conflict. And this is where we get the divide. So yeah, because Judgment in reverse. This is the divide. This is where they're going through the lesson of, yes, you did make it. I'm so glad you did. They're going through the lesson of learning that in our separateness, we are one. Because just because, how do I explain this? It's such an interesting dynamic. And it's so ironic that you joined at this part too, because you were just commenting about this on a different video the other day. These people are going through a divide because they're learning that genuine love, regardless of it being platonic or romantic, is actually about the freedom of one another, right? It's giving one another freedom, right? So if you were to talk about, like, regardless if it's twin flame or soulmate, really loving somebody is knowing that you are giving them the freedom to be who they are, to learn the lessons on their soul's time, not on the time in which you expect them to. And so that means that if they're going through a lesson and it's challenging you to learn the lesson of patience on a deeper level, so be it. But if as they're going through a lesson, you're getting to a point where you no longer want to go on that journey with them, that is your free will choice to say, okay, I part from this with love, right? I can love you, but it does not mean that I need to embark on this journey with you, right? That's why they say that relationships have a season, a reason, and a purpose. It does not mean that you're not going to come back together. But this divide is that energy of, okay, I'm running away from this to isolate, to really be with myself, to think about things, but that is a poor decision because this is a challenge of vulnerability to create oneness, to come together, to have a deeper connection, to overcome the conflict, because this, well, they're not putting in work and, well, you're not putting in work, is distortion. It's illusion. It's just that both of you have an expectation and nobody's voicing like, hey, it would mean a lot if XYZ happened or XYZ happened. Okay, well, I hear that you want this to happen. This is the reason why I'm not doing this, but I could see why you would like that, right? Like, talk about it. You have different lenses, quite literally eyeballs, right? Different perspectives. Those things need to be discussed. Let's look at the King of Pentacles. Okay, so now we're getting into the self-worth. Nine of Swords with the King of Pentacles. So this particular Nine of Swords has the Devil in the background. With the Devil in the background here, this is a lot of fear, a lot of limiting beliefs. This person might even have sleep paralysis, or they might struggle with like night terrors or really bad dreams, or they might just struggle to sleep in general. Let's get another on this. This is someone who focuses a lot on like, where am I going? How is it going to play out in the future? With the Four of Swords, between the 4 and the 9 is the Five of Swords. There's a lot of energy. I'm sorry, I said Four of Swords. Between the 7 of Swords and the 9, I don't know why I said Four of Swords. Between the 7 and the 9 is a Two of Swords. Okay. So the 7 of Swords, this is a self-sabotaging behavior. They're sitting stagnant too long. That's what this is. It's self-sabotaging. And part of them knows it. They're rejecting the very thing that they want. With the 5, oh my gosh, all these numbers are getting jumbled up in my brain right now. I don't know why. With the 4 of Cups here, they are looking at the one cup that they want and they're choosing not to accept it. Hello, my dear. And the Knight of Swords is like, I want it. I want to go after it, right? And it's this returning to the scene of the crime, though. But they're going back to what they actually fear. They're going back to the thing that causes them stress and anxiety. And it's this like cycle of, I'm going back to it because I fear it, because I'm addicted to this cycle of chaos, which is so normal, right? Our nervous system quite literally gets addicted to chaos, gets addicted to, okay, well, I'm accustomed to this traumatic experience and it's really uncomfortable for me to be happy because I've never really been happy before. And I know how to cope with trauma. So this is where I'm going to stay. And that's why they're in a King of Pentacles in reverse. I know I can be a King of Pentacles, but I know how to deal with not being a King of Pentacles. So I'm just going to stay here because it's uncomfortable, right? And that's why they're sitting in this Five of Cups. So let's see what's going on, because the Five of Cups means that they're at the lowest of the low. They're going to get out of it. After the Five of Cups, they start to come back up in regards to tarot, in regards to energy, right? Typically, people depict the 10s as the low of the low, but it's actually the 5 that's the low of the low. The 10 is the end, okay? The 5 is the lesson. It's where the change happens, and then you start to shift towards the end, right? You're dipping down, and then you're going up. So let's look at the Five of Cups now. I'm Dandy. How are you, my dear? Exactly. So they're hitting, this is their rock bottom, right? They're hitting this rock bottom because they're needing to realize, okay, I need to love myself. I need to, and I know that that is a very surface level phrase. I need to love myself. Oh my gosh, I hear that all the time. But for real, like when we talk about loving ourselves, I actually just did a whole podcast on Patreon about how trauma's stuck in the body. So if you want access to that, go ahead, check it out. I did a little tidbit on it on TikTok as well. But this is not just like about journaling about your dreams or like your thoughts and saying affirmations. Like this is really like talking to yourself and realizing like, when are you clenching your fist? When are your muscles tight? And when are you saying to your body, hey, it's okay to relax? Nothing is coming for you right now. Like it's okay to be present. It's okay to be in this space. This is someone who's realizing how they might have been in fight or flight for a really long time, how they might have been in a very defensive space mentally, emotionally, or even physically for a really long time. And they're working through that. This is a release. This is going to be a really big release for somebody. Always, Shima, thank you for coming. But this is really deep healing. This is beyond that surface level phrase of, oh, they're learning to love themselves. Because quite frankly, we do that in life over and over and over, and we dig deeper and deeper each time. Okay. So this feels like someone's getting really to the root of something here with this one. So it's probably their third or fourth time going through something. Okay. Three of Wands. Yes. So this has been a long time coming for me. With the Three of Wands, this has been something they've been waiting for a while now. Even if they don't claim to be waiting for it, it's almost like their soul knew it was coming in. I like this energy. I like this. It's just a matter of, I feel that this individual's like, oh my gosh, it's here. Do I step onto the ship? Because to me, this feels like there's anxiety in the heart space and the solar plexus. As a Reiki practitioner, if you like, for me, when you study to become a Reiki practitioner, what you hear a lot is that the heart and the solar can become flip-flopped. This is because the solar plexus rules the ego and the heart is the emotions. And so they get flip-flopped and then it becomes like this muddy color. And this is because our feelings and our fears get confusing sometimes. And that's what this feels like. It feels like these two energies are getting flipped. Like I want this new beginning, but I'm scared of it. And that's why there's hesitance to step onto the ship, which is why it's in reverse. Okay, so let's look at the Two of Pentacles now. whatever this is for you, whether it's a new job, a new relationship, a new opportunity, maybe it's moving. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, so there's this, take a breath. Take a breath. The Two of Pentacles in reverse tells me that somebody's really sitting in this. They're thinking about it and thinking about it. It's reeling in their mind. And this is that self-imposed prison. When you quite literally like hug yourself and rock, you're regulating your nervous system. You're comforting yourself. You're parroting yourself. And you're telling yourself, like, it's okay for me to let this go. It's okay for me in this moment to not have an answer, to know that I don't need to have an answer right this second, but I am figuring it out. I am figuring it out, right? But be honest with yourself about complacency or going a little too hard, right? Which end of the spectrum are you on? Are you overworking or are you underworking? It's time to be honest with ourselves, because Saturn's in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius is an energy of pushing us to embody a very innovative energy. It is finding structure and innovation, right? How can I create in a structured way? How can I find freedom in a structured way? So it's pushing us to create new routines and new versions of ourselves. So I'd highly recommend checking out where Aquarius is for you, because that's where Saturn's really going to be putting pressure on us to expand and grow in our individual selves. Okay. It's also where the sun is right now. So it's also where things are going to be highlighted and illuminated, and it's where we are going to have realizations. Okay. Let's see the Two of Pentacles. Woo! Oh, this one. Five of Wands. There's frustration about this. That's why I said there's a need to take a breath. There might even be, it feels almost this, when you're so angry you just want to cry. That's what this feels like. This doesn't feel like anger. This doesn't feel like anger. This feels like I want to scream and cry. It doesn't feel like anger. It feels like more sadness, and anger is the mask of it. That's what it feels like. Yeah, that makes sense. Aquarius Leo is the axis, so those dynamics are really going to be highlighted right now. Let's look at the Hangman. Come here, please. Thank you. High Priestess. Makes me sad. They're not, whoever this is, they're not supposed to know the answer right now. And I feel that's where this person's getting very frustrated, is they have a need for wanting to know what to do. And that's quite literally what Saturn is doing in Aquarius. It's saying, I'm not going to let you know. It's triggering all the fear, right? And Empress, Page of Swords, Ace of Swords. So this might have to do with the actual Empress, or it might be challenging this person to embody the present moment, their Empress energy. I'll get into the Aquarius Leo dynamic at the end of the reading. Let's just finish this really quick. I got 2 cards left. So with the Hangman here and the High Priestess, the Hangman's Pisces, the High Priestess is Neptune, Pisces for me, as well as a reader. And then the Devil is Capricorn. The Empress is Libra, Taurus for me as a reader. I really like this energy. I like this energy a lot. So you have a lot of Pisces energy. This is interesting because it's almost like the universe doesn't want this person to move forward yet, because they want them to confront their fear and to learn to sit in it. They want them to learn to sit and to be uncomfortable with where they're at and learn to be present. They want them to learn to be present. And with the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords, this is them needing to understand that in the present they are safe, like in their feminine energy, they're safe where they're at. That's why the Empress is here. Whether this is somebody that they see and they idolize this because it's a part of them that they want to embody, and they're able to, they're just struggling to right now. And that's why they're going through this lesson Because if they see somebody in their life in this way, someone who's really good at dealing with change and really good at dealing with being in the uncomfortable, that's what they struggle to do. And that's why we typically are drawn to those dynamics. There's qualities in other people that we admire and yet we struggle to embody, and we're in those dynamics to observe and to learn instead of to envy and to resent. But so often we fall into envy and resentment because we have an ego that struggles to humble its damn self and just learn the lesson, right? And that's part of spirituality, is coming to that energy of, oh, I see the beauty in you. Like I see the beauty in loving you as you are, and also seeing that I can love and observe and embody the things that you are and embody them in the way that's authentic to me. And I know that there's parts of me that you're wanting to embody in an authentic way to you. And that's that exchange. That's that beautiful exchange. And that is what relationships are for. They're to help us grow. They're to help us see things from different perspectives. Okay. And so sitting in this uncomfortable situation is going to allow us to understand one another in a deeper way, but also help us to grow through the uncomfortable into a new form of ourselves. Okay. So through this fear, through sitting in this uncomfortable fear, they're going to embody Empress energy. Very loving, very present, very compassionate energy. For them, it's more about being present. They're very forward-thinking energy. They're very anxious. They're very, oh my gosh, this person's going to hurt me. They're going to betray me. Whereas the other is probably the fixer. They're probably the one that's like, let me care for you, let me nurture you. And that's why I call the Empress the codependent, because the shadow side of it is, let me help you, let me fix you. And then in excess, it's, I'm helping and fixing you so much that I'm forgetting to help and fix myself. So that is why these two go together so well. So there's probably going to be a lot of conversation or realization and truth around this. Okay. So let's see what this masculine's starting to realize. Let's look at the King of Swords. Six of Cups. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they're realizing, where are you? I saw you. Oh, there you are. Okay, whatever. It'll come out when it's, there you are. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, Six of Cups, King of Swords. This has more to do with their past than it has to do with the person they're dealing with now. It has more to do with their individual past. Yeah, Six of Pentacles. Between the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles is an Ace of Pentacles. There's a new beginning coming in here. But with the Seven of Pentacles, they're recognizing, this is funny, because the Seven of Pentacles is like, I'm planting a seed and it's going to grow. It is going to grow, and it's going to grow like a damn plant, which is slow. It's not going to grow like a lightning bolt striking the planet and then boom, it's there, right? No, it doesn't happen that way. The Six of Pentacles is about balance. It's about reciprocity. I'm going to give to you, and then they're going to give back. This is, you take it as it resonates. And so it's going to be whoever you're dealing with in your life, right? So this is just somebody from, this Six of Cups is referencing that they're realizing this trauma or these wounds that are surfacing in this dynamic with this Empress, or whatever trauma that's surfacing, has to do more so with their own history, right? Let's say that this is a parent that it's surfacing with. Even if it's rooted in their childhood with this parent, the parent is not the same person that they were anymore, right? They're not the same person anymore, right? I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago. And that parent's not the same person they were 10 years ago. Relationships are about constantly realizing we need to see each other with fresh eyes. We need to be willing to love and accept the humanness in one another. Humanness. Nobody is perfect. We are always evolving and changing. Okay. So this is about having a new beginning in ourselves and in our dynamics. But also learning to invest in them and invest in ourselves in new ways. So this masculine energy is realizing that they weren't really seeing things clearly because they were seeing them through the lens of their past. They were seeing it through the lens of their past. And so that's what they're investing in. They're investing in creating a new balanced future. They're planting seeds in their future now. And that's why there's an Ace of Pentacles energy. Okay. And so this is going to be a process. Wow. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords in reverse. So this tells me that they're investing in their own healing. They're not doing this for the relationship. And that's not selfish. They're doing this for themselves. And in turn, the relationship is going to flourish. That is true healing, right? Doing something for a relationship, yeah, that's great. But when you start to do the healing for yourself, it's very rewarding. It's not to say that doing it for a relationship is not rewarding, but when you're doing it for yourself, it's because most of the time it's because, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it's because you're realizing the role you play in it. You're not doing it because of codependent tendencies of, oh, I want to fix this because I don't want to lose the relationship, right? You're fixing it because you realize there's something within you that needs to heal. Okay, let's look at the Empress. Exactly. Let's look at this Empress for the collective, please. Okay, so I'll take the Sun in reverse. I guess we're just going to take all of it. All right, so we have the Sun in reverse, the Ten of Wands, the Hierophant, Eight of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. I feel like the feminine is realizing that there's something very oppressing or heavy about this dynamic. This is the person they're dealing with. This is not this masculine's Empress energy that they're embodying. This is the person that they're now dealing with. With the Sun in reverse, I feel like this Empress for a long time was not seeing the heaviness of this. I feel like they were like, oh, I'm an Empress. And then they're like, okay, now I'm worn down, right? They weren't really seeing it clearly. It's a very strong commitment. It is. It's not something that is going to go away. It's something that they're always going to be committed to. With the Eight of Cups, though, there might be some emotional distance, and that's happening because this person's going to go give themselves some love. I think they're realizing they're getting to a point where they're like, I'm teeter-tottering on some codependency here if I don't go fill my own damn cup. And I think that's what this person's doing. They're like, okay, I cannot continue to invest in this. I need to go fill my cup, or I'm going to be losing parts of myself right now. And that's why we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. They're making the choice to not go out of balance. They're not teeter-tottering. They're like, no, drop the Two of Pentacles. I'm going to be in balance, right? And that's, oh, this is beautiful. We have the Tower and the Two of Cups. They have that realization. The Tower is sudden realizations, and it brings them into alignment. It brings them into a Two of Cups energy. And that's when they start to build new foundations, right? Three of Pentacles. And they start to realize like, okay, there's things I'm going to have to leave behind. And that's when they start to take the risk to step into the new beginning. And the Ace of Wands comes in. What's really meant for their soul. Don't be scared about the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is also just, they might have a fear of like, okay, this is scary. This is uncomfortable. It could be the scarcity mindset of abandonment or rejection, right? Because they're taking space for themselves. That's very common when people start to like acknowledge their codependency, when they start to take space and put boundaries up. They're like, oh my gosh, what if this person leaves me? What if they do this? What if they do that? What if, and it's just because they're stepping into this new energy. So really be mindful of that. I know a lot of times people take the Five of Pentacles as like lack or loss, and really it's just an energy. Okay. This could also depict that because you're building something, you're going to go through the lessons of being tested in your mindset, right? You're going to be tested. Like you're going to go, once you hit the 3, you're going to go through the lesson of the 5, right? So if you're building a business, you're going to go through the lesson of the Five of Pentacles, the scarcity mindset. You're going to be tested to have faith in yourself, to keep your frequency high, to believe in the abundance that you're provided for. That, remember, because the overall energy was having faith in something greater than yourself, having faith that the sky is not going to fall. Both people share this belief. Okay. So both people are going through that lesson in different forms. Okay. But my dears, this is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this daily collective reading. If you did, please like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you want to be part of our collective Reiki healing, it is this Saturday, the 28th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tickets are $11. You can get them on my website. And it's a 45-minute session held over Zoom. So you can do it from the comfort of your bed in your own home. And that is Eastern Standard Time. So it's 8 a.m. Pacific time. So you can still lay in bed first thing when you wake up and really enjoy that Reiki session. And I'd love to have you there. If you join Patreon, specific tiers get that session for free. You get free access to it. And then you have access to moon cycle readings, energy shift readings, meditations, podcasts, the Patreon WhatsApp chat, and so much more. So check it out. I'd love to have you there. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.